Hello everyone, welcome to the Python Tkinter tutorials. In this tutorial, we will create compound interest calculator with the help of Python Tkinter. So this is the code that I have created, and I will then recreate it from scratch. So let's run this. I want to show you the output first. So this is the, you can see this is the output, and you can see we can enter the principal amount, and we can enter the rate, and then we can enter the number of years. We can calculate the compound interest, and similarly we can change the interest rate, or we can change the time, and we can recalculate the compound interest, and even we can clear all the fields. So we will create this compound interest calculator with the help of Python Tkinter from scratch. So let's start. So we will create a new file. So compound interest dot python. So what I will do, I will import Tkinter package, and then I will also import everything from Tkinter. Okay, and then I will create a window. Okay, then I will give the title. Okay, fine, and then we will give the geometry of the shape. So window dot geometry 500 by 250, and then we will show. So window dot main loop. That's it. Let's save it, and now run this, and you can see this window, compound interest calculator, and you can see the width is 500 and height is 250. Okay, even we can give the color. So window dot configure, and we will give the background. We will give the background light green. So light green. Let's save it and run it. So first of all, I need to close the previous window, and now run it again, and you can see now its background is light green. Similarly, you can change the width and height. Okay, so next we will add labels. Labels for principal amount, for time, for rate, and for compound interest. So next we will do that. So let's create a principal amount label. So for that, let's name our variable. So underscore principal underscore label. Window, and then text is equals to principal amount in rupees. foreground color is equals to black, background color is equals to red, and also give font is equals to font is Arial, and size is 14 and bold. That's fine. So we have created a principal amount label. Similarly, we will create labels for a rate, time, and compound interest. So I will copy this and paste it, and now we will create a rate label. So I will rename this rate label, and here I will change the name rate, and here percentage. Similarly, create a time label, create time label. I will change this, and text should be time in years, time in years. And similarly, we will create compound interest label. So again, copy this and paste it. So create compound label, and text should be compound interest. Save it. And next we will place these labels on the window. So we will place the labels which are called the widgets at their respective positions. So for that we will use the grid method. So grid method is used to place the widgets. So for that, what we will do, first of all, we will take the principal label and we will use grid, and we will place it row 1, row 1, column 0, and padding x 10 and padding y 10. So let me run this, and you can see this principal amount rupees. This is row 1 and column 0. Similarly, here you will see row 1, column 1, and now I want to place a rate here, and for that I will place a rate in row 2, column 0. Okay, so you can see the principal label text is principal amount, so that's why I am able to see principal amount here. So next what I will do, I will copy it, paste it, and now I will change the rate label, and this I will place in the row 2, column 0. Similarly, I will place time label in row 3, column 0, and similarly compound label in row 5, column 0, because I want to place the button in row 4, so that's why I am placing compound label in row 5. So let's run this, and you can see the principal label, which is having text principal amount in row 1, column 0, and rate label in row 2, column 0. Similarly, time label in row 3, column 0, and compound interest in row 5, column 0. And all these have padding x 10 and padding y 10. So that's all. Next we will place the entry fields. Entry fields are used to take the input from the user. So we will use the entry fields for all these, and then we will place the entry fields on the this window. So that's all. So next we will place the entry fields here. So create entry box for taking the input from the user. So for that we will use principal field is equals to entry. We will use entry, and we will place it on the window. What is window? Window is this one, you can see, which we have created using Tkinter. So window, and then we set its font. So we will copy this and paste it here. So this one entry field we have created. Similarly, we will create entry fields for rate, for time, and for compound fields. So let's copy this, paste it. We will change the name. So rate field, similarly paste it. Time field, similarly paste it. And compound field. So we have 4 labels, so that's why we are creating 4 entry fields for all. Save it. And next we will place these entry fields on the on our window. Same grid method we will use. We have already used grid method for placing the labels on our window. So same we will use for placing the fields. So you can copy this all and paste it, and just change the labels with the field. So principal field we want to place in the row 1, column 1, and similarly rate field we will place in row 2, column 1, and similarly time field we will place in row 3, column 1, and compound field in row 5, column 1. So save it. Let's close the previous window, run this, and you can see perfect. So this is row 1, column 0, and this is row 1, column 1. So we have placed principal label in row 1, column 0, and we have placed uh, entry box principal field for getting the input in the, you can see, row 1, column 1. Similarly, rate label we have placed in row 2, column 0. So this is row 2, column 0, and this is row 2, column 1. And a rate entry field we have placed in row 2, column 1. Similarly, time field row 3 column 1, and similarly compound field in row 5 column 1. So you can see we have placed the labels and we have placed the entry box, and now we will create buttons. One is for calculating the compound interest and one is for clearing. So for that, increase the width of a let's increase the length of this window. So I will change to 500 by, let's say, 300. Save it and run this. Run this. You can see the length of the window has been increased, and now we will place the buttons here. Okay, so next we will place two buttons here. One we calculate button we will place here. You can see I have placed the compound field in the row 5. So this is row 5, and we will place one button in row 4, and we will place another button in row 6. Okay, so let's try that. One more thing we want to change its state to read only. So user should not be able to enter anything in the compound interest. So we want to calculate this compound interest. So first we will change its state to read only. So here in the compound field where we have created here, I will change its state to read only. Let's save it and run this. So let's run this. You can see now its state is read only, so we will not be able to type in into this field, but we will be able to type into other fields because we want to calculate this compound interest. So I have changed its state to read only. Now let's create two buttons, calculate button and clear button. For that I will, let's copy this and paste it here and just change the name. The calculate button and text should be calculate. Okay, and here instead of label I need to use button, and right now I will give command empty. So this command is used when we press the button, when we click on the button, one function we have to provide, and we will uh, provide the name of the function here. So right now I am using blank. Okay, similarly let's create a clear button. Let's copy this, paste it here, change the name and change the text. So you can change the name to clear, and now we will place these two buttons on the grid. For that we will simply use name of the button. Name of the button is a calculate button dot grid, and we will place this in row 4 as I have already explained, and column 1. So row 4 column 1 and padding y is equals to 10. Similarly we will place the clear button. So let's copy this, paste it here and change the name of the button to clear and we will place this in row 6. Save it. Let's run this. And you can see the calculate button and clear button. So this is row 1, row 2, row 3, and I have placed a button in row 4. This is row 5, and row 6 is for another button. So we can increase the length of this window a little bit. So let's increase its length by 350, and now save it, and now run it, and now it's looking perfect. So I hope you have understand the concept of grid, how to place the elements on the grid. And see, you can see that I have placed the calculate button on the grid in row 4 and column 1. So this is row 4. This whole is column, you can see column 0, and this is column 1. So I have placed this calculate button in row 4 and column 1, and I have placed the clear button in row 6 column 1. So next we will add the functions for these two buttons. So first we will define the clear button. So go to the top and define clear button here. Define clear function here. So here we will uh, get the field, and we will delete all the contents. So we have three fields. So principal field, you can see, so I have created one principal field which is entry box. So we will get this, and we will delete from beginning to end. That's fine. Similarly, let's copy the and similarly we will create we will take the rate field, and we will delete all the contents. Similarly, we will get the time field, and we will delete its content. And similarly, we will get the compound field, and we will delete its contents. But you can see we have configured the compound field. You can see the compound field state is read only. So we cannot delete the contents of that. For that, we have to change its state to normal first. So let's take this compound field, and we will configure it, and we will change its state to normal, and then we will delete the contents, and then we will change its state to read only. So let's copy this. So after we have deleted the contents of this compound field, we will change the state to read only. Okay, and then after deleting all, we will set the focus in the principal field. So principal field dot focus set function we will execute. So let's save this, and let's try this. Okay, so, before that we will pass this clearly all function in this command here. So here we will pass the function name here. So command is clear all. Okay, so save it. So let's run this, and let's enter some values here, and let's clear this, and you can see it's working perfect. So clear work field is working perfect. Okay, so next we will perform the working of calculate button. Okay, so let's try that. Now we will define another function, calculate compound interest. So define calculate compound interest function, Okay, so what we will do for this function, so first of all we will get the contents from the entry box. So for that we will use principal field dot get, and we will store its value in a variable principal, and we will convert its whatever value we are getting from here, we will convert it into integer. Similarly, we will get the value from the rate field. So we will define variable rate and float value, because rate can be in the floating value. So rate field dot get function we will call. So we will copy this, and similarly we will get the value from the time field. So just change here time variable, and we will get the value from the time field. So very easy. And then we will apply the formula to calculate the compound interest. So compound interest is equals to, we will apply the formula, so round, so we will calculate principal into, we will use the power of function, and in the bracket 1 plus rate by 100, and here we will pass time, and here we will pass the 2. So we will find the compound interest, so it which is equals to principal into 1 plus rate by 100 raised to power raised to time, and we will round the result to 2 decimal places, and then we will insert this compound interest into the compound field. So for that, so first of all we will change the state of the compound field to normal. So paste it here. So we will change the its configuration to normal, and then we will delete the contents. We will delete the its previous contents, and then we will insert, so we will insert the compound interest here. So we will use insert field, and at 0 index we will insert the compound interest here, and then we will change its state to a read only. So let's copy this and paste it here, and we will, you can see first we will get we have a get the principal, then rate, and then time. So I have converted a principal field into integer, because whatever we enter in the text box is in the string form, is in the text form. So we have converted that into integer, and rate we have converted into floating value, and time we have converted into float value. And then I have applied the simple formula of finding the compound interest. So it's very simple, principal into 1 plus rate by 100 power time, and I have rounded up the result to 2 decimal places. And then I have changed the configuration to normal, because I want to insert the text, and I have deleted all the previous contents of the compound field, and then I have inserted this value which I have calculated here in the compound field, and then I have changed the state to the read only. Let's save this. Now let's run this. So let's enter the principal field 1 lakh, rate is 7.5%, and let's say time is 2.5 years. Let's calculate. Okay, so one thing I have missed, I need to pass this in the command of this button. So here I will pass calculate compound interest. So this was the mistake from my end, and now let's execute it again. So let's enter principal amount here. A rate is 7.5% and time is 2.5 years. And let's calculate this, and you can see the compound interest. So let's clear this. So you can see all the fields have been cleared, and similarly let's enter the principal amount and let's enter the rate 6.5, and now let's enter the time in years, let's say 3, and calculate it. You can see similarly you can change the amount from here, and you can change the rate percentage from here and calculate, and you can see all everything is working, and you can clear the contents. So that's all. So you can see I have created a compound interest calculator easily with the help of Python Tkinter. If you have any query, any suggestion, you can enter in the comment box. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.